Hi everyone, you're home on the tools with James, and today we're doing a feature wall in the living room using Stickwall. Let's check it out. So I recently used this Stickwall product out in my garage, and I was really impressed with just how quick and easy it went on the wall and the effect you got. So I thought, why not let's do a room in the house. So we're in the living room today, and we're going to have a go using this light maple coloured Stickwall. I did do a feature wall here painted quite some time ago, and I can tell you it was quite labour intensive to get the feature wall here, and this stuff goes on the wall that easy. We're going to get a really good effect in a lot less time and a lot less mess. So let's go and have a quick look at what tools we're going to need to get this job done, and then let's hook into it. All right, let's have a look at some of the things we're going to need to do the job. So first up, microfiber cloth. The wall itself that you're going to apply the Stickwall to, you want to give it a wipe down, just get cobwebs, dust, etc. off it. So I recommend using the microfiber cloth. We've got some liquid nails to fasten our Stickwall to the wall. Now I typically use about one of these per packet of Stickwall. There's 10 pieces in there. So that's the one I am using. Tape measure to measure up our space. We've got our caulking gun, which we're going to need to apply our liquid nails. I'm going to use a jigsaw today. So this is to do some of the finer parts around the edges. I've got a set square, a pencil and a Stanley knife to get the job done. Now I have brought out the big guns today because I'm making a few cuts. I've got my table saw here with my Bosch circular saw in it, so it'll make short work of the job. You do not need this. This is just me making the job easier for myself. You could use a hand saw if you wanted to. And of course the Stickwall product itself, and today we are using the light maple variety, so really looking forward to see how this turns out. Let's go have a look at the stuff going on the wall. All right, before we get carried away sticking this stuff to the wall, some learnings from last time. I'm actually going to lay it out on the floor first and just see where my joins are going to end up. So you can see here I've laid it just down on the ground, and then our last panel here, I've probably got about 30 centimeters from where my joint's going to be to where I'm going to need to make a cut. Now this is good because this means that I am going to get some good offset, be able to achieve some offset without cutting the first piece that I put on the wall. So what I want to do is I'm going to come down the wall from that end first. I'll come down here and I'll make a cut, and then I'll start my next row at this end of the wall and work my way back. And what that'll do is ensure that I get some offset with my joins, because what you don't want is you don't want these things to stack like so. It'll look really unnatural if they're all just stacked up. Think about the brickwork on your house and how you've got that nice 50-50 offset that you have with bricks. That's what we want to achieve with this wall for it to look really, really good. So with that in mind, let's make a start. Well, all right, let's have a bit of a look at this stuff going on the wall. So first thing you want to do is you want to wipe your wall down with your microfiber cloth. That'll just ensure you get all the dust and everything off. It's pretty standard with anything you're gluing or you're painting. You want to make sure it's free of dust and debris. Then you'll see the back of our Stickwall panel. So you can see here that we've got an adhesive backing, but we've also got all these holes. What we want to put on those holes is our liquid nails. And I actually found an easier way to work with this stuff is I like to peel the adhesive off first, and then I apply my liquid nails. So let's have a bit of a look at this. All right. There we go. Peel off like so. Beautiful. All right, so we've got the back peeled off, and we've got our caulking gun, and then we're just putting a dab in each spot, like so. Again, said it previously, I love the manual caulking guns, just I find it easy. You can spend money and get the battery operated ones. I don't find the need. This does the job perfectly. And when it comes to liquid nails, honestly, I buy the cheap stuff. If I'm attaching anything to brickwork, I do spring for the Landscape Sally's one, because it sticks a lot better. It's got a good bond. But for anything onto plaster wall, I find the cheap ones are just absolutely fine. So then we just press it onto the wall. And interesting to note that once you put it in that spot, that's where it stays. So get it right the first time. All right. Just press it against the wall. There we go. We've got our first one in place. Let's do a build laps of the rest. Right, so we're up to our first cut that we need to make. So I'll give you a bit of a look at how easy this stuff cuts. It does cut a lot like an MDF, like a skinny MDF. So it is pretty easy to work with, and it's quite, it's pretty clean. It's pretty good. The other thing I wanted to mention too is, you'll come across things like PowerPoints. Now in this case, I've wall mounted the tally in recent years, so I'm going to be able to delete that one and cover it up with Stickwall, which is great. But the PowerPoint I'm going to have to cut out and around. Now, there's a couple of ways you can do this. You can leave the PowerPoint as it is on the wall and just cut and go straight around it. But in this case, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove the PowerPoint back from the wall and put the Stickwall underneath the PowerPoint, so the PowerPoint sits back up on top of the on the Stickwall rather than recessed back in amongst it. So I'll show you that as we get through. Let's have a look at the cut. And there we go, all done. And as you can see, the wall behind me looks fantastic. It probably took me around 5 hours to do the wall. There was quite a few cuts to do, and that's probably the spot that slows you down a little bit. But the end result, gives you that real wow factor. So, the room's been given a really big lift. Gonna end the video there. If you did like the video and you want to leave a like, that would be great. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. You've been Home on the Tools with James. I'll see you in the next one.